Alright, another XRP video guys, and we're going to be jumping down into the technical analysis on XRP, what's been going on most recently, what I think is likely to happen next, and all that wonderful stuff. As I get into the video, if you find it useful and informative, smash that like button for me, I really do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, why not subscribe? You can always unsubscribe later, and guys, why not check out our Discord server? It's where everything is happening. You're missing out if you're not already down there. Check it out. Link is in the description below. Let's jump right down into this one. Right. So here we have XRP paired up with USDT. We're using the 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 spot exchange, and we're on the 1 hour time frame. As you can kind of see, we're starting to see a bit of a move to the downside in the last hour, at least at the point of recording this video at 8 a.m. UTC +1 UK time. And so yeah, this is kind of as per our expectations. We're looking for a break to the upside. We are gearing things up quite nicely, but we need to come down, as I said before, into the range down here. It looks like that hasn't changed. We kind of, pushed up a little bit further, but we still need to come down into this range, I think, one more time, possibly dipping down into the fair value gap that sits below it. But for now, we're just going to keep it nice and conservative and say, let's aim for about 46.845 to 47.384 to the downside. Once done and once complete, we should then be starting to think about that move upwards, where we're looking for equilibrium, and we see that right up here as well at around 49 to 49.346, okay, right above the 200 EMA. And so there's a lot of reasons and lots of rationale behind this, as you can kind of see in here. For the move to the downside, the real micro structure, we're looking at a kind of three-wave pattern like this. This then falls inside a three-wave pattern like this. That takes us up towards equilibrium, and then all of that will sit inside a much bigger move to the upside here. That will sit inside a much bigger move like this on a different time frame. And so we can start to see that our structures are building up a position to allow us to move up higher. Unfortunately, a lot of retail investors are not patient enough for this, and they don't let it play out in due course, right? So in the previous videos, I've been discussing that, specifically yesterday, kind of that move to the upside where we think things are heading. But of course, I can see from the analytics that a lot of people just kind of skip along the time frames and don't actually necessarily even hear certain parts of the analysis, which is bonkers to me because we're talking about finance, and surely you're going to want to know everything that's spoken about it. But no, I don't know. Each to their own. Nonetheless, for the most part, we're correcting down. We're heading to the targeted range as we were speaking about yesterday. As I suspected, we need to kind of move down just into that range one more time, and then we get that break upwards. So let's go ahead and jump over into 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘, because there's a few things here that's probably worth talking about as well. So we head over into the trade area, to the spot trading, and then to the spot trading, and then to XRP USDT pair. So you can actually use 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘 to buy XRP on spot if you didn't already know. Affiliate link is in the description below if you are looking for an exchange, that's maybe, more regulatory, it's not regulatory friendly, but is quite happy to list XRP and so forth. Then you're looking for an exchange where you can buy it on spot and withdraw it, then why not check out 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗔𝗥𝗘? Affiliate link is in the description below. As you can see, TradingView is built into this one, so all our analysis is already here. You can kind of see that there is this idea, and this is just the hourly chart, right? And you can see that it's just this micro movement that we've been tracking. So you can see we moved up, we're looking to move down. The small fair value gap in question is actually this one just here. So we're talking about 46.597 to 46.871. We don't have to come down to this one. It's a little bit deeper, 43 to 43.7. That one there is a possibility, but it's not a guarantee. Taking a look at our structure, we will know more about this in due course. We're either going to be pushing up towards 53 to 56 or down towards 43 to 43.7. At this point in time, it can go either way, but I suspect it's probably going to be going up because we have momentum that is basically looking to shift, pushing price down to pushing price up. So it looks like we're starting to see sellers getting exhausted, essentially, right? So a move to the upside is something that we're likely to see, which will put us more towards this fair value gap here at 43.8 to 53.8 to 56.1. And again, these are created from the imbalances in the order books. So essentially up this one here, this higher one, a large sell order came in, not enough liquidity here to sell at 56. So the sale was completed at 53. the gap got left behind, and of course price wants to go back and fill those gaps out. Okay, so when we see these, that's kind of what our expectations are. Now jumping back down into the charts, you can see that we have equilibrium sat at 48.9 to 49.346. This is going to be resistance for us, so we're going to be a little bit cautious there as well. If I zoom out of this just a fraction, you can see the overarching structure here taking us up towards that 54 cent and that fair value gap, which was created over here. Let's go ahead and just draw it in right up here. Okay, that's the fair value gap. Okay, now if we check our stochastic, if we check our Fibonacci levels on this one, and we take our existing low, you can see that we land right inside this fair value gap, right? And if we take this even a bit lower, which I don't think we will, but if we did, then you can still see it sits inside there. If we take it down into the fair value gap, you can see it still sits inside here as well. Okay, so for the most part, to me, it looks like this is kind of a most kind of common or most expected move in the market for XRP. Now it's taken time, okay, and this is where people are just not as patient as maybe they need to be. It is of course still possible that we have to move down before we break and all that kind of stuff, but essentially I'm not there on that one just yet. And as you can kind of see, this would be a bigger move here, here, and then here, breaking us up much higher at a later date. Again, that's at a true macro level, so that's going to take weeks to play out, not something that's going to be instantaneous or anything like that. We can see this again on our daily time frame here, where we do target out a couple of ranges, the first one being the 62 to 67 cent, after which I would expect us to have some kind of correction, and then we'll be targeting out that move upwards towards our 79.9 to 93.7. Okay, and so you can see there's a path and there's a direction that gets us in where we want to go. Now, all in all, that can take quite some time to play out. I mean, from our current position to, let's say, just over here, you're talking 100 or so days, right? So 3 months, right? Approximately, maybe even a bit more than that, and before you're up at those kind of levels. So it's not something that's going to be, pump and dump quick, throw your money in and just, 24 hours later you withdraw it. There's very few coins like that, and if there are many coins that are moving to those kind of degrees, and they're going to be highly volatile. First in usually is first out, meaning that if you're an early adopter you make the money, and if you're a late adopter you lose yours. So for the most part, that's not the kind of stuff that we'd like to cover on this channel. We like to cover things with solid fundamentals behind it. Now I know that XRP has a fantastic community behind it, and I also know it has a lot of haters behind it as well, people who have probably been stung because they were late adopters in 2017, for example, and have held for a very significant period of time. But for the most part, everything that's going on with the SEC, I do think that XRP has some pretty good potential for some really good rallies and runs to the upside. And of course, when that case does come to conclusion, I think it's going to be crazy amounts of FOMO, lots of relists on XRP across US based exchanges with clarity, so that they know what they're trading with. And for the most part, I think we're going to see very significant surge in price to the upside, very similar to the kin token that we saw previously. So for the most part, I think, yeah, we're right where we need to be. I'm going to leave the video right there. If you found it useful and informative, smash the like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, then why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all the notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, check it out, guys. Link is in the description below. Until the next one, have a fantastic day.
We are not financial advisors. None of what we have communicated verbally or in writing here should be considered as financial advice. It is not. Do your own research before investing in any digital asset or affiliate offers, and understand that investing in any crypto is risky. If you do, you need to be prepared to lose your entire investment. This video is for information and entertainment purposes only. All our videos are strictly personal opinions. Please make sure you do your own research and never take our opinions for financial guidance. There are multiple strategies, and not all strategies fit all people. Our videos are not financial advice.